Let's talk about those pharmaceuticals. Before we went live, Dustin and I were talking about Biscayne Bay,
Hmm.
that estuary down there, and how bonefish had high levels of pharmaceuticals
Yeah.
in the fish. Why would that be?
So Bonefish, Tarpon Trust, and FIU ran a sample on the bonefish in Biscayne Bay because bonefish in Biscayne Bay is relative to like our redfish here. That's their number one game fish. So they did a pharmaceutical study on their bonefish, had to take bonefish, get tissue samples, blood samples, and they found that you may be able to find it here. But I believe that one of the bonefish had up to 9 pharmaceuticals. It was either 7 or 9,
Jeez.
and it was very alarming numbers that they found. And what was found out was that your water treatment facilities, they treat it for numerous things, but they don't filter out pharmaceuticals. When you have pharmaceuticals in your system, whether people flush them down the toilet or you use them, your body only consumes a certain percentage of that pharmaceutical, whether that's 20% or 30% or 40%. It does not absorb all of it. So you more or less pee it out, and then it goes into the treatment facility. Treatment facility treats it for whatever they treat it for, but not pharmaceuticals, and then that gets discharged down there at the Biscayne Bay. So here in Tampa, after they found this, 17 pharmaceuticals in a single fish. Sorry, I was way
That's
off.
And
crazy.
they've got blood pressure medication, antidepressant, prostate treatment medication, antibiotic, pain reliever. Wow.
So when they found that out, they wanted to do it all over the state of Florida. So BTT and FIU called. They did. I want to say it was like 10 different locations around the state, and they wanted to test redfish because overall redfish is the number one sports fish for the state of Florida. So they went. One of the big places was here in Tampa. So they contacted me and wanted to get out because they needed 15 redfish to sample, which was great because it's science. But I'm a catch and release captain, so it broke my heart having to kill 15 fish, but it's for the better good.
Right.
So anyways, we got the 15 fish. This was about 3 years ago. And then they did the same exact study on our redfish that they did on the bonefish and came back with similar results. And I want to say that the 7 number that I was thinking of was probably on one of our redfish. And yeah, like I said, it's beta blockers, it's pregnancy medication, it's blood pressure medication, it's painkillers. Anything that you can think of was pretty much found in our redfish.
And so now that they've found that, what's the next step to study? Is it at levels that can be harmful to humans? I mean, tons of people eat fish that come out of the Florida waters.
Yeah, I definitely can. I don't know if you.
Yeah, I mean, I think the partnership that we have with Bonefish Tarpon Trust and the partnership that Dustin has, we get a lot of kind of like strategy and all of that with organizations like BTT, and I think this research is important, but it's more of at a macro level versus like, okay, now we need to drill down and figure out, how harmful, eating a bonefish or not a bonefish, eating a redfish. Sorry, never eat a bonefish.
Never eat a redfish either.
Yeah, don't eat redfish either. But it's not necessarily about that. It's more at this macro perspective where, like, look, when we like our wastewater infrastructure, not just here in Tampa Bay, but around the entire state, is antiquated. I mean,
Right.
our wastewater infrastructure only really addresses nitrogen and bacteria. We've got these things. When our wastewater infrastructure was built, no one really had a clue that emerging contaminants were a thing, pharmaceuticals were a thing. So what better way to get that across to just normal people than
So you look here.
Whoa, yeah, this is crazy.
113,
Yeah, I'll read it out here. So only 7 out of now. First of all, this is in the Florida Keys, David.
That's all over Florida. This is the redfish samples.
So this is redfish samples all over Florida. Only 7 out of the 113 sampled fish had 0 drugs. On average, 25%, 25.7% of the fish exceeded a level of pharmaceuticals considered safe, which equates to 1/3 of the therapeutic levels in humans. Wow.
And
But to your point, it's not necessarily a question of, hey, is it safe to eat? It's more so, well, how the hell are the pharmaceuticals getting in the water? And clearly, whatever we're dumping into the water, the 65,000 gallons, all this Hillsborough River conversation, Clearly, it's not filtering out.
Right. And the two
Pharmaceuticals.
highest locations in the state were Tampa and I believe Apalachicola. And Apalachicola is because the Mississippi flows right out of there. So a lot of that stuff's coming from Georgia.
Hey guys, if you want to watch the full episode of this clip, click right here. Make sure to subscribe by clicking right here. Thank you for watching.